Hey everyone. How are you? I hope you're doing well. You're not going to be answering me anytime soon. Well, actually, I forget that I go live. I forget that I go live and then you cannot answer me actually. That's hilarious. Give me 1 second to set up. Uh, Thanks so much for bearing with me. Let me just see what's up. Uh, all right, cool. All right, I just want to see what is up. Hope you guys are all doing well. There's so much shit behind me that it's I'm like, let's get it out of the way for a very good, well, we can't because it's kind of like you are how you are right now. So we're just gonna ignore that. Yeah, we're gonna ignore it. Fuck it. It's all Gucci anyway. I never even used that phrase, but I just felt like I had to. Blessings to Gucci. Okay, so let's get right into it. Ooh, guys, this is so good. Okay, so I'm getting right into it. Sorry, that's the laundry. I'm like, what is that noise? All right. Um, so today has been just holy smokes, like kind of what I want to say is like a 360 turn, like in terms of your energy and how it's been. And now that remember yesterday, if or last night rather, if you remember me saying like, you kind of came through these gates and it's like there's been like a closure of like a finale, because I kept on saying that for a very long time and it's like now it's like full on. There's been a phase that closed off and you've kind of like overcome that, and now it's like this energy is like fucking crazy, actually, in a good way. Like it's just nuts how for a very long period of time you were feeling like not at all vibrant, not at all shiny, not at all, like you were feeling very stagnant, and all of a sudden these fucking fresh vibes hit us and it's just like, yes, that's all I have to say. Purely expansive, purely, I mean, expensive. This on the yin level, okay? Today we're getting Wheel of Fortune, all right? I pre-shuffled these two cards and then I'll be shuffling this other set of cards. What's it called? Right when it's their time. Um, but it's amazing, okay, because this, like, obviously, this card on a yin level, which means, like, kind of your individual level as well, it's like you are feeling as if you have the world in your hands today. I mean, also, energetically speaking, you have literally, it's like new beginnings, absolute new beginnings. Yesterday was more so like of a closure in a sense. Today, you're feeling like we're okay. It's like the yesterday we were feeling these vibes too, but today is like it's like yesterday's vibes plus like extra. Okay, so I don't know how else to express it, but it's that, like it's an extra, like you're revved up, you have so much energy, which is amazing. And so with this card, what's it like it's amazing that it's coming up in your helpful people and travel, because you are today absolutely your helpful people and travel person to yourself, meaning you could have intuitively been okay, help people in travel section of my in the area of my life, like in terms of physically, you were turning it around, like, and it could have been like a full-on fucking mess. But then it's a mess to clean up, and then it feels like you literally changed your life, right? So these are like fresh new vibes coming in for you. I mean, you've really done something to kind of turn your world around in a really positive and healing way. And the green is like it's heart based, so it's like there was some part was what you were sure, like in terms of what you needed to do things, for the better. I'm getting very hot. So a long story short, it's very interesting that there are, it's amazing actually. that the Wheel of Fortune is like there, it's depicted as the world, the number 10, but also the zodiac signs. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like you are absolutely in tune with what your zodiac sign actually freaking like is, okay? So this is what I feel like you are exuding your absolute zodiac sign. So today, I like, just to kind of explain further in terms of what I mean, I literally was feeling my Capricornism come back to me, where I was like, I've been on the freaking just go, go, go workhorse. Like there's a passion in my heart, there's a drive that I woke up this morning. I'm like, I'm ready. I'm ready for whatever's to come, but I'm ready to also kind of um, like do things like perfect and beautify my life in a better way, just in case I have to wait for miracles to come, right? Like, so I was just so happy to do whatever type of resetting and rebalancing needed to happen. I was like super like in the flow, super just like go, 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 but also very much so balanced, which is the infinity that's coming to me intuitively, the infinity, which is, you know, you were like go, 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 and then when you felt your body to kind of stop, you stopped, and then you like restart back up again. So it's amazing because after this period of stagnancy or whatnot, it's like you really learned how to honor your balance within your system, right? So it's not like, so maybe prior to the stagnant type of a phase that you were in, you really kind of were out of balance, or you didn't know much about balance, and now you know a full fledged amount of balanced, and how you want a balance, like how to balance act your life. Makes no sense, but you know what I'm talking about. How to like fall. Oh, 7-Eleven. Oh, thank heaven. Thank you, because they are our helpful people in travel. Absolutely. I have been feeling them around as well today. So, you know, this could just mean this zodiac is kind of like they could represent your angels, that are bound to you by the red string, Kabbalah string, which is which is like for power and protection. Okay, so it's like they were giving you, they were like feeding you this empowerment, and really, I mean, when you're talking about the empowerment that came through on in terms of physical movement level, it's it was like, it was a loving power, it was a godly power, it was one that you haven't seen in a very long time. And so basically it's one that really kept you busy today, but in a good and revived and rejuvenated way. And you were just like go, 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 like just pushing, but pushing again where you knew and you listened to your body. You've now gained the wisdom because you were given this piece of worldly wisdom. Like your body, if it says to stop, it stopped, but then it revved up again, but then it stopped and like settled it. So it was just this yin and yang, like not go and stop like as if you were annoyingly in traffic, but a flow of it, right? Like you just felt like, okay, gas is running out, let me, like, you know, like actually sit and receive. And then you kind of knew what, you know, like a freaking active, like worldly active day. It's like crazy, but a good really, and the world is actually very well balanced, right? It was just like you were expressive, and then you were just healing, and then you were expressive, and then you were healing, you know. So there was just, and when I say expressive, it could have been like creative, it could have been talking to people, it could have been, you know, just sit back and fucking even chilling and laughing, you know what I'm saying? Whatever came up in your world. So it was just kind of like just the beauty, like extra beauty in your life that you really kind of came into appreciation of. So, I mean, talking about on a yin level, this is huge. I mean, these readings are going to start getting huge because we're now working with only the 22 major arcanas of the deck. So we're talking about, you know, especially in the yin position, we're talking about small things that are huge. Okay. So, and I like that because that's how I function, where I am so appreciative of the small things, because the small things in its finest of details are huge. Okay. I wonder what the bottom of the deck of that was. Gemini, the Lovers card. Okay, so the next one, I love that that came up. All right, here comes the major major arcana, in the aspect of the yang. Okay, yang Cancer energy. I have to see what the Wheel of Fortune. I wonder, okay, Wheel of Fortune, I have to like double check in terms of who represents the Wheel of Fortune. But okay, so you started up. Now this is so interesting because yesterday I really could have sworn that this card was. Oh no, maybe you're right. Like I think I was looking at it in the screen and it was reversed to me the entire time. Yeah, okay, because I'm like, why does it look so different? Okay. I almost like that like weirded me out. All right, so obviously, but what did I want to say here? Okay, so the moon card is obviously rolling over into today's energies. However, in the yang position, yesterday it was in the yin position. So there was an expansion of the moon energies, which I feel. Oh, thank you for the confirmation. Which I feel as though is now. Let me just see if I'm getting what am I getting from here? They want me to read the book. Let me see what's up. Something just flew into my eye. Let me just see what's up. The moon. The moon. All right, so again, guys, like, give me a second to find the moon card because I actually don't know how to navigate myself through this book. And nor do I really know how to talk and like I don't know how to entertain and also do something at the same time. I really don't. I'm like I need to get one thing done at a time. One shit done at a time. Listen to me. Funny. Excuse me. Because let me just say something. I've been fucking workhorse status today. So now I'm kind of like, let's do. All right, so the moon. It's interesting. Human being has been coming up a lot today, which is, oh, I like that. The Sea of Light. Whoa, that's really powerful. Wow. The human factor has been really coming up a lot today in my world. So I'm thinking that must be the Wheel of Fortune in my world, right? But no, that must be a worldly thing too, which is the Wheel of Fortune. So it's kind of like compassion is coming up, which is also part of the moon's energies. Let's see what's up. And the way that it kind of the human element, the way that it's been kind of happening is kind of like in the background. Like if I'd be walking through like a room, the human element, and there was like a commercial in terms of you can feel it, like where they're like, oh, they're talking about businesses and how certain businesses like really kind of exemplify the human element of of life, which kind of create. I'm thinking that was a big deal today in terms of expansion, right? Like, the world is actually seeing things from a more Cancer-like way, where Cancer is like more sensitive, right? And Cancer is like a more sensitive type of energy. It's a more human-based, human element type of energy, absolutely. And it's also like, I think that's what it really is shining the light here on. It's like there's this human element to it, but I'm wondering what what it's all about. So just give me a second. For some reason, I'm seeing a, I want to say Swiffer, but it's not Swiffer. It's the sweeper upper. What is it called? It's not coming to me. A-Team, help me. Whatever. I forgot what it is. I feel like they're laughing at me right now. It's a broom. Okay, so a broom has showed up in your world, because that's what I'm seeing, this part. Okay, so a broom has showed up in your world where you're literally, I'm seeing that, I'm seeing 1555, so 555, leader of the 555, so leader of major changes, where there's a energetic broom that came in along with the A-Team. Like the A-Team sent you this energetic broom to kind of like remove shit that no longer served you. And maybe that's why you were so active, because as you were moving, you're shifting, okay? And you're shifting your vibration, but also maybe you were decluttering, and that was on a bigger scale, okay? So and decluttering meaning like the human element of your life, right? Like anything that kind of hindered you, or you were super sensitive to in a negative way, you were able to kind of express it and sweep it like out from under the rug, right? So that type of thing. But okay, so I'm reading the present here. It says it may indicate two situations. If positive arcana come out in the reading, the moon means that the Querant has been able to get rid of fears and demons of his past. There you go. Wow, that's crazy. Opening up himself to a new phase of life. What did I say? You were sweeping up. Wow, that's crazy. You were sweeping up. You were sweeping up stuff and getting rid of fears and demons from the past. Wow, that's crazy. That's super crazy. Is there anything else that needs to be talked about here? There is. Where it says, give me a second, guys. Okay. It says, well, it doesn't say, but I'm getting drawn to the mermaid aspect of her, which is kind of like there's a water element here, but so when I was talking about shine, right? I don't know, I was talking about shine before, and I don't know in what way, but I'm like a fish. Like once I say something, I'm like, I forget that I say it, especially when I'm kind of like channeling, right? Or doing the readings. But there's something that you kind of slyly maneuvered today, where I feel like you were kind of like a fish, and maybe it was your flow. You were just very watery in your essence. And maybe this is why you were kind of, again, you took on the Cancer's emotional side, the human element side of life. It's like you were this human, but you were emotional. You allowed yourself to become a little bit more emotional, like, again, cracking yourself open. So maybe this is more of the heart chakra, because like I remember saying now yesterday about the green. That's the healing of the heart chakra, okay? Also green here. So there has been a super like small healing, but super big healing. But it's amazing that the Wheel of Fortune came out in your yin card, because it's like it's like a double healing that's happening. Like honest, like I'm repeating myself, but it's on a small scale, which is really huge, and on a big scale, which is also really huge, like because it's about your individuality. It's about you. It's about you kind of standing in your power, in your empowerment, and you really just, I mean, she's wearing a fucking crown, dude. Yeah, she's wearing a crown. So, and she's like badass. Like, she's like gothic badass. I don't know if you guys can see that. But it's kind of like, like she, or your divine feminine, has maneuvered its way through, like, to get past what it was holding on to. Is there anything else that I need to say here? All right, they're telling me yes. Here's something that's interesting. Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't notice this. Oh wow, this is super cool. Wow. So that I didn't realize this yesterday at all. This mountain lion, right? That's what I like to call him. He's a mountain lion and he's holding this yarn, okay, this ball of yarn. But this ball of yarn is connected to what she's like, she holds the strings, right? And it's really interesting. Oh, wow, this is crazy. Okay. So it's really interesting because this is nuts. All right, now it's coming to me. Um, on a so on a small level, like I said, you hold the power in your hands today. You have the world in your hands today. Then comes it's 2111, which is pretty awesome. So then comes your action, which is so you kind of did something today that was actually very big for you. I didn't even actually, this is crazy because once something happened to me today, which I did was very big, it was very courageous, and I was like, whoa, I was like, that's like something I wanted to do for a long time, and I didn't do it. And today was the day I did it, and actually it was super, it was awesome the way that it came out because it was super powerful, assertive, and kind. And I wasn't, and that goes to show you that sometimes you can't address things right away. You have to wait until you get to your more kind level of life where it's kind of like you're over it. You just don't care anymore. And that actually helps you to be more kind, but also speak up when you need to. So this is very interesting. This card, why I'm saying that is because this card kind of shows you that you've really come a long way in your healing, like, and you've allowed your wild beast to come out, but you still stand in control of how this beast is going to, like, it's being playful, right? It's being playful, but you still are kind of like honing in on your reins when you need to, right? So again, courageous means like your animal-like self just kind of beasted out today in the way that it needed to because it's been waiting to do it for a very long time. And it was all in the help of your 18 too, because I feel like as though you went with your intuition on it, and your intuition is what you're connected with. So this string right here could have been intuitive vibes where you listened in to your intuition, you let your wild beast out when it needed to kind of address something, and then you like reeled it back in. So it's kind of like, a fishing pole. It's like you let the fishing pole go, but you reeled it back in to kind of just say, yeah, no, like that was enough. You know what I'm saying? That was a good touch, like good final touch to what you needed to complete, right, in your world, and also to come more along in terms of your healing, but also to be so fully aware in your individual healing that took place. Like if you didn't do this courageous thing today, you wouldn't have seen how far along you came in your courageousness of life, right? So it's super, that's, I don't know how else to explain it. That's gonna be like something was like you shine the light on something that was actually kind of bothering you, and you didn't give a fuck. Like you were just like, nope, today's the day, I'm gonna address this because it's been bothering me for a while. And you did it in like such a tasteful type of way. Like it was brilliant. It was like perfect. It was well balanced. It was powerful in term. It was well balanced. It was powerful for both you, that person, and you, and it was received really well. Is what I want to say. Like the balance, because before you would have been too emotionally out of balance, but today you've gained a fucking strength, okay, in terms of your sensitivity, that when it shined the light on something that was bothering you, you literally, it was received as a no problem, I will do it, like yes, I will do it, but also and maybe we're a little scared of how people would react to you expressing yourself like before, because you thought it would come out with such anger and just like a bluntness that really didn't need to be there. But now you've healed in terms of not giving a shit, like you, because you've let a lot go. Again, you kind of brought out everything that needed to be, that needed to come out from underneath the rug. And you did it in such a delightful way to you, where you just like, you did it, you turned around and you were like, huh, that is awesome in terms of how that all worked out just now, because I would have never pictured it to work out that way. You know what I'm saying? So it really awesome. And it was like instantaneously done. It wasn't like, there was no like backlash in terms of like, why, but I don't get it, but fuck you, and like all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of like nasty backlash. It was just like, no problem, no problem, boss. I'll do it. Like you just turned boss status today. That's all I gotta say. That's basically what it was like. No problem, boss. Again, because you did it with love. Gemini is what is it? It's in the tarot. It's the Lovers card, and you did it with love, and it was again reciprocated with love. Super huge. All right, A-team, I am ready for the 2 highest and best cards out of this deck that will support the cards that we have here now. Do I stop shuffling the cards right here right now? I've already prayed into the cards before, so I'm just waiting when to stop. Do I stop shuffling the cards right here right now? Yes. Nice. Oh, shit. Mercurius also came out in the yin. Nice. Oh, this is good shit. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So, do we talk about the bottom of the deck? Now, all right, all this, very interesting. Okay, so again, guys, we're having, these are like planetary, like, goddesses and movements and all that stuff. So Mercurius, I believe, came out in the yin position yesterday as well. Okay, confirmation. I love how my phone tells me I'm right all the time. I'm kidding. I actually appreciate being more happy, but I like, and when I say right, I actually mean accurate, because to me, accuracy is way more important than fucking being right. I don't give a shit about being right. I want to be accurate, and I want to be happy. And that's what I am. So amen to that. What was I going to say? So here, Mercury, I'm going to have to check into the book. Am I checking into the book right now for Mercury? No, there's nothing. No. All right. So let's just, this is what the card looks like. It's actually, I really like these cards. They're like super simple. It's like, they're super simple that they actually, I told you yesterday, like I get, a little, not infatuated, what's the word? Guys, I don't know why I can't think of words when I actually, when I'm actually channeling. I don't understand that. I'm going to have to like check in with the A-team in terms of what that is. They're telling me to drink water, so hold on. And that is true. You can't skip out on the water, ever. Let me just take this in while I drink water. Okay. Here is what I'm getting. He's wearing a hat with wings on it, okay? Wow, that's crazy. Oh. Whoa, okay. This is cool. He's wearing a hat. That's what I'm getting. Okay, I'm getting 2 things right away. He's wearing a hat with a wing on it, which means he's really receiving a lot of downloads and enlightenment from the angelic realm, okay? When I say he, Mercurius, that's who I mean, but I also mean us as human beings, okay? What I'm also getting here is very interesting. There was a lot of, he's holding 2 snakes wrapped like kind of intertwined with one another. I don't know if you guys can see that. I don't even know where the camera is. Okay, there it is. So he's holding these two snakes, and it's very interesting because I feel as though there's been a lot of, there's like that symbolism has been exactly, it's kind of like DNA is being healed. And that's been definitely like a symbol. Like even when I was curling my hair today, I was getting that like essence of intertwining, which also means to me it's kind of like the Kundalini rising, okay? Where I feel as though when I'm saying Kundalini rising, I feel as though not only energetically are you matched up with your divine life spiritual partner at this point, but it's the aspect of, how do I want to say it, like you guys have both healed, right? And now you're elevating, but you're elevating through the aspect of connection with the divine angelic feathers, right? So feathers or wings could be something that was in your world today. But also enlightenment, like you're getting a lighter load on yourself, on your, like on your mind, okay? You're letting a lot of shit go, all right? Oh, interesting. So Wheel of Fortune can also be mind, is what I'm getting. That's interesting. So yeah, so the mind, because it's a circle, right? It's like your head is a circle, so it makes sense that it's like the world, right? So what was I gonna say? So there's definitely an angelic presence over your mind today, where it's like it's helping you. And now they're showing me to look. They made me look at the dream catcher in my room, and it's like they are actually being your dream catchers. Because on my dream catcher, there are feathers on my dream catcher. Okay, so it's kind of like the feathers in the dream catcher is kind of like what the A team is doing to you, which is they're your catch-all today for your dreams coming true. So it's kind of like your mind is in a very dreamy state today, which is kind of really cool because you get to imagine better for your life. And you kind of like, you could have even come across different messages today, because Mercurius is about messages and quick moving messages, or quick delivery of messages. And you could have been really like kind of tuning into different like things to educate yourself on. Thank you, A-Team. I'm seeing a really awesome sign with that. So you could have literally been tuning into something that really taught you something. And it really kind of gave you an aha moment, an enlightenment on how to move forward. And also, again, like your A-Team was like a catch-all in terms of like having your dreams come true, in hearing about your dreams, or helping you envision certain dreams that you didn't even like go into before. You didn't allow yourself to even go like past where you're at right now. But today, somehow your A-Team really just sent you these awesome messages throughout your day to be like, oh my God, I never thought about that before. Like, that's where I'm heading. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, it's very cool. And it's also, and you've also been getting, like, in terms of like internally, you've been getting messages in terms of how to alleviate your mind from different concerns that it had. And so you were able to, again, heal yourself on a very rooted level, okay? Grounding. Because again, the snake is of the ground, okay? It slithers. I don't see this as bad. I don't see like as sneaky shit or whatever. I also see though, you also could have had really interesting conversations about being direct today, and how like just which different people in your lives that need to be more direct, or you don't understand how how people can't communicate from their heart and just be direct. And so there was a lot of communication about directedness. You know what I'm saying? Or directness is actually what I want to say. So because the snake swivels, right? It kind of can be a beating around the bush type of person. So this is kind of more, and he's holding on to these snakes where it's like they're straight. They're like they're not. They're yes, they're like swerved, but they're like straight. So it's like he straightened them out. You know what I'm saying? Um, and they liked it. Okay, and energetically so it's like he straightened out the snakes, like he's letting the snakes do their thing, like wrap yourself around each other, but I'm going to use you as a motherfucking wand, like, and by that I mean use you as a motherfucking example to my life to not be like you, okay? In a good way, you know what I'm saying? Like you're just learning. It's basically it's a learning curve that you're experiencing today in terms of reflection. Do I read out of the book at all? Am I done with this card? Yeah. All right, they're telling me I'm not really done with this card. They're saying for now you're done. All right, so we're moving on. Saturnus is Capricorn, which I was telling you about me before in terms of I am a Capricorn. I was feeling my Capricorn ways, right? So that's super funny. And actually, I was talking about it in the Yang position. I love when shit aligns, dude. It's amazing. So Saturn is basically super awesome because Saturn is super unique, okay? To me at least, because it's the only planet with that kind of ring around it, you know? Um what was I going to say? The so Saturn is also a ruler of, it's like the disciplinary. They're telling, do I read the book? Yeah, they're telling me to read the book because I think if it's gonna bring fresh vibes into it, and I'm not gonna lie, I fucking need the book tonight for sure. And I'm actually gonna read it Saturn with the moon. So let's just see how that Saturn and bitches. Or Saturn with Cancer. There you go. Okay. It says protect. All right, Saturnus in Cancer. Because I'm taking the moon, right? The moon from, which is Cancer. I'm taking the moon card and I'm blending it with the Saturnus. And it says protect yourself by setting firm boundaries. That's literally, actually, very interestingly enough, you could have been feeling very protected today, even by your earth angels. So it's like somehow life has really kind of planned itself out for you, where it's like it knew that you needed extra support at this time. And so they've been putting earth angels in your life that you really didn't even realize you needed, but you're super grateful that they're there because it's like half the battle was taken from you. And again, lightened your load, okay? On a very small level, but very big level at the same time. Let's see what Saturnus freaking like in Capricorn means. You know what I'm saying? Because I did mention Capricorn. Soul seeks expression is what I just saw. All right, let's do this. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. You know what? I'm going to do Saturnus and Luna. I don't know what that means, but I feel like that's also the moon card. So it says, do not fear the dark night of the soul. Light will return to your spirit in good time. That's beautiful. So, and again, this is very much a dark night of the soul type of energy too, which is very interesting. I didn't even think of it that way. This is why I love books. I'm always going to say it. I love it because it gives me a different perspective. And unique self-expression is what I'm seeing too. Unique, like truly. is what's coming out. Okay. So that's interesting. And the dark night of the soul, and see, okay, so I feel like the phase that we came out of was the dark night of the soul. That was the closed out part that I was talking about last night. And today is the return to the light that has returned to your spirit in good time. That's exact. It's like today was the good time that that light was returned to your spirit. That is so freaking the truth. I'm not even gonna lie about that. I'm also seeing heart, and so it was returned back into your heart as well. Where is... Oh wait, shit. Alright, so it's here. Sorry guys, I'm like trying to... Oh no, alright. Saturnus in... So I did Cancer, and I wanted to do Saturnus in Capricorn, because that's its ruler. It says slow down, you have plenty of time. Okay. Very cool. And like I said, you were slowing down. Like, you were well balanced in the slowdown. Just like this card is well balanced in the dark and the light. Like, it pretty much is. It's kind of like the light is right down the middle, so that kind of shows well balancedness. Kind of like piano keys. That's what you were doing. You were slowing down when you needed to slow down today, which was a huge lesson learned, guys. Huge. I want to see what is there more about Saturn? I would love to know more about Saturn. Oh, there is. Okay. Are we going into this entire thing right now to just read it? All right, they're saying yes. So it says, while Jupiter represents boundless expansion and limitless opportunity, Saturnus represents containment, boundaries, and limitations, which to me is not limitations, it's moderations, okay? Which is actually freedom, but people don't even know that. To live in moderation is complete freedom. Which is like unlimitedness. It's amazing. It's like living under your means and feeling as if you're living above your means. It's so awesome. It's so big. This God controls the reality of time passing and the movement through life toward death. Astrologically, Saturn brings structure and law to the human endeavor. So again, we were talking about human element before. Let's go into it because I feel like something's bubbling up, which can be challenging as obstacles are faced and overcome. But that's what you did today. You overcame some obstacles. But what I wanted to say too was, amen to that. Saturn brings structure and law to the human endeavor. You had put in some boundaries. You had like laid down the law with somebody today in terms of a very human-like elemental way, where it was like, again, you thought that if you were to do it, if you were to have done it any sooner, you would have been barbaric about it. But now that you did it today, you were like, you let your roar go, okay? And here's what I'm saying, that you let your roar go, but you knew when to rein it in at the same time. You were super well balanced, which is powerful, assertive as fuck, and hot. Okay, that's all I gotta say. Super hot. So it says Saturn's energy is restrictive, defining what cannot or should not be done. So again, there's like, boundaries, yes and no. What can you do? What can't you do? Rules and regs, it's really needed for clarity, actually, a lot of the time, which is beautiful. Saturn's energy is restrictive, defining what cannot or should not be done. Through examination of these limitations, Saturn, by the way, guys, I want to just mention, you may be more hungry today than normally, because I feel like there's a lot of light that came in, and when light comes in, it's in your, it comes in like obviously through your chakras, but your most centered light is your solar plexus, which is, that's where your stomach's at. So you might be feeling more hungry, because this is the second time that it was coming around to me, and I'm like, I need to say that because I too am hungry right now, and I'm like, and I never really eat late, so it's crazy. So I'm gonna go eat after this. Yes. I'm so excited. All right. So Saturn's energy is restrictive, defining what cannot or should not be done. And also, you might want carbs lately, because the light, there has been these solar storms, and there's more light coming in. So I think I mentioned that yesterday, but still it's happening today, where it's like you are actually kind of craving more carbs than anything else. It's interesting. Saturn's energy is restrictive, and by carbs I mean pasta. That's all I gotta say. It's I love freaking pasta. That's gonna help me. That like literal that like pasta, noodles, anything like that of that sort is going to help me survive in this life so nicely. That's all I have to say, because it's beautiful. I love it. Um, Saturn's energy is restrictive, defining what cannot or should not be done. Through examination of these limitations, Saturn points out what duty and responsibility we are accountable for in this lifetime. Saturn brings both fear and the conquering of fear. Yo, that's amazing. And that's super powerful, because actually that's very true. You could have also had, like an exchange with somebody who's actually very fearful, and they were adamant about fucking sticking to their fear. Excuse me, that was like some serious letting go. Um, and and they were adamant about sticking to their fear, and you literally rose up to the occasion and you were like, no. And then basically you were just like, no. And they were trying to fight you on it, possibly. And you literally could have been like, and you like kind of already read between the lines, so it's just kind of like you knew that this is just fear-based shit. This is not even like, this is their shit, but it's like, again, as a human element, you understand that people are imperfect and people are going to side with fear sometimes, but you read between the lines to be like, I already know this is fear-based shit. This is just fear talking at me, and it cannot no longer do that to me anymore. You know what I'm saying? So these like you were getting, and again, when you're of the light, and you're just doing your own thing, minding your own fucking business, there are certain people that are going to be super shocked and they don't know how to handle it. So they kind of like spew at you like what to be careful about and shit like that. And they make up fucking scenarios in their heads. Or again, the angels send sometimes that, you know, these I want to say gaugers, because they're not tests. They're more like gauging, like, where are you at right now? Like, are you still believing, you know? And one of the things is like, they send you these like fear-based things where it's like, are you going to give into this shit, or are you going to stand your ground and know what you know on your inside, right? So that's what happened to me today too, which is very interesting. It's like, I feel like, I'm not going to go into it because I want to save my energy, but the whole thing is, it's just so super interesting in terms of how that happened. And I just love these readings at night because they make me reflect on what went on in my life, but it's like channeled to me in terms of what to talk about. It's crazy. And I forget that I go through this stuff so that it's like, and I conquer this stuff to kind of help you conquer your stuff, right? Like just, but also to let you know that like I'm with you on this journey. Like this is not just me being me or me talking about my shit. This is like me reflecting, but also helping you in terms of like kind of acknowledging that you, thank you, kind of acknowledging that you too are a winner today. Like you fucking won your fucking battles today. That's amazing, you know? Amazing. So so Saturn, yes. Okay, so Saturn definitely brought up some fear that you conquered the shit out of because you were of love, right? Remember we got Gemini at the bottom of the deck before? because you were of love, and you were just like, no, I see you, fear, and I'm gonna fucking attack you with love. And you did it. And you did it with such assertiveness that the fear was just like, oh fuck, I can't fight this anymore. Fuck it. Like, I'll just turn around and walk away. And you had like the last word, because love always gets the last word. I don't give a fuck. Like, the most loving person will always get the last word, put it that way. But I'm not a person about getting the last word, because I think that's ego. I want the last word to be the most wisdomous last word out of either one of us that are in this exchange of discussions. I'm going to just say, not arguments, because I like discussions. I like, even if they're heated, I fucking like, I like to learn from them rather than to be like, oh, I said that because I get to fucking drop a mic. It's like, no. It's just like, you say what you need to mean, and you need to literally heighten another person by saying and expressing what you mean, in terms of also teaching them something, right? And that's how you drop a fucking real mic. That's all I gotta say. That's how you could drop like fucking 8 mics at the same time, okay? Not even just one. All right, that's what I'm saying. All that you can handle gets dropped, all right? So it says, all the mics that you can handle. So anyhow, when Saturnus appears in your oracle reading, it is a sign that you are dealing with important milestones on your soul's journey through life. Yo, that's so true too. Wow, that's so true, because we are elevating, and there are some significant life events coming in that are super light filled. And we are literally preparing, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know what I'm preparing for, because I feel it. So I'm kind of like, and in a lot of ways, you're preparing for your exit, okay, out of one situation into another situation. So I just want to let you know that. Because it's like you're taking on like last minute things, like kind of like, when you go traveling, again, helpful people in travel, when you go traveling, you take care of those last minute things before leaving the house. That's how it feels like today. All right. It's like you're getting everything, you're trying to get it all in at the so it's like basically you're prepared, and you have time for yourself when it's your time to, like level up and move on. But also, know that you've kind of left everything to the quote-unquote house sitter, babysitter, whatever, in a really good way. You know what I'm saying? Am I using the book for this right now? It's saying no. Uranus popped up, and that was at the bottom of the deck. They want me to talk about this. Uranus, I forgot what I freaking even said about this yesterday. Actually, was it? Yeah, Uranus came up yesterday. Oh, that's interesting. Remember how I said you have the world in your hands today? That's interesting. So, Uranus is probably the aspect of why it is you feel like you have the world in your hands. What I'm also getting is like, this is not only the world in your hands, you are intuitively knowing. Again, your intuition is spot on. Where you're not only holding a world, you're holding a what is it called? A crystal ball in your hands. And you know what's coming. So you're just getting prepared for it. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of star energy here. Yeah, so I'm looking at this, like, okay, so Aquarius popped up right after here, so, and there's no star in this card, but there are stars in these 3 cards, okay? So today could be all about star energy, where it's like, shining bright, believing. I heard the song today, Don't Stop Believing. Also, dreams are coming true with the star. Healing is star. The star card in the tarot is a healing card. Thank you. So yeah, a lot of major healing happened. Let me just see what's up. Do you want me to? Oh, okay. So they're telling me to talk about the blue. Interesting. There's blue again is expression. it's the throat chakra, it's the thyroid, actually, people don't realize. Again, that's probably why I was picking up self-expression, unique self-expression. The way you want to kind of express yourself is now coming out. Um, I see as though, like, again, the blue is a high vibrational way of expressing yourself. It's a very high spirited. It's the one of the highest spiritual colors, right? Like one of the ones most filled with light and clarity is what I'm getting. So let me just see what's up. Ah, okay. They're telling me that basically it's like, because there's like lines here. It's like you're filling up on your self-expression authentically. Your Uranus is like making you express in a unique way. So the you and you, right? Um, but also your creative self-expression is literally fulfilling itself, but as it fulfills itself, it literally grows into knowing, you know what I'm saying, your crown. So again, we were talking about you wearing your crown today, and it's like your crown chakra is in this knowingness, but it's not only your crown chakra, it's your third eye. So it's like you're really raising your vibrations in the throat chakra, going up. And again, the world is in your hands, so it's kind of like when I was saying it's the head, like it's the head, the face, that type of thing. That's what's in your head, in your hands right now. Okay, that's what you're like in the best in control of. I feel like that's what you're, yeah, because he has it in his hands. That's like control. Also Capricorn is kind of like a controller. I'm not gonna lie. It's a control because it's a leader, right? So a leader sometimes needs to control, you know, the ship in a sense, right? So what else needs to be said here? They're saying dress. Okay. You possibly dressed in blue today. But let me just see. I'm like looking at Uranus, and you know, like how it's like it's like anus, right? It makes sense, right? But here I'm breaking it down as you're an ass, you're an us, right? You're an us, you're an ass. And it's actually really funny. They're not telling me to talk about this at all, but I want to just add in here is that you really were talking about assholes today. Like that was like a thing to note. Like you were talking about, there were like, that could have been a subject that you were talking about. Like you're just like, you know, pointing out the assholes, pointing out yourself in an asshole way. Like, like I was having a conversation where it's like, you know, oh, they're telling me not to say it. All right. So I don't want to waste time, but whatever. You could have been talking about assholes today. Or you could have also realized how you were being an ass, okay? Like in different situations, and you were fessing up to it because, again, light was brought to it today in terms of communication. And so you had the courage to literally fess up today, to be like, and how you were being an ass, and you didn't even realize it, okay? But also, we don't realize, guys, sometimes you're an ass because of the fact that you're around asshole-like people. Okay, they were in your environment, and once you step out of it, or once they step out of your world, again, world vibes. Okay, once they step out of your world, you can kind of, a lot of the time, behave on your own, clean, which is blue. Okay, blue is like, to me, is like that clean cotton, you know, blue and white. Clean energy. That's what you're operating on right now, which is super duper amazing. So you're able to basically, what I was getting here, so maybe he's like half vulnerable, half dressed, which is balanced, right? Where it's like, he's showing his muscles, he's showing his abs, like he's showing his strength, through his vulnerability, but also he's covered up in blue, which is like expressive. To me also is blue is protection also because it's Archangel Michael. So it's kind of like you're protected in the self-expression, in the unique self-expression ways that you kind of are coming out with today. Anything else that needs to be said here right now? They're telling me to read the book. Okay, we're going to the book. Uranus. Do I read what Uranus is all about? Okay. It says, oh, that's interesting. Uranus is number 8, but so is the moon card. So that's something to note. The god Uranus rules the night sky and the heavens. Astrologically, this celestial body, maybe that's why we were getting star, okay? There you go. Maybe that is why we were getting star, because something is transitioning to night to make us stronger and also in our power. Like we're developing, okay? We're enlightening, but by the nighttime, like we're not doing this during the day. I mean, of course, we're recharging during the day, sun vibes, with the sun's vibes, but there's something at night that's actually being, like we're getting some sort of re-energized or rebalanced throughout the night. Astrologically, the celestial body that bears his name is also about heavenly aspirations and limitless vision of the cosmos. There you go. We were talking about dreams before. This is the planet that rules invention and originality. We're talking about uniqueness. Bringing a fresh point of view. Uranus is the bestower of genius, as well as originality and eccentricity. Yo, eccentricity has been coming out, so has originality, and I've been laughing at it hardcore. That's all I gotta say, because it makes me laugh when it happens. It's because it's such a spark of hilariousness that you're just like, dude, I had no idea that was gonna come out in that moment. And this can happen with anything, with you like moving stuff around, with you like puttering around, with you feng shuiing. Like, it was really interesting. A willingness to go to extremes, no matter what the norms of society might expect. Actually, your communication has been going to extremes lately. That is the truth, especially today. Like, okay, look at this guy. He's standing in his power. He like doesn't give a shit. He's like, yo, I'm I know my power, and actually, oh my God, that's crazy. I said that today. Wow. I said that today where I was like, wow, I have the power. Like, I've got the power. You know that song? That came up in one of my other readings recently too. It's like, I've got the power. So I said it today, but this is you being like so comfortable in your own power to be like, yeah, fuck yeah, man, dude. Like, man, dude. I love that concept. Man, dude. That just came out like crazy, but like, and I liked it. So long story short, it's like this guy is standing in his own power. He knows he has the power, and he's just chilling. He's just like, whatever, man. Like, he's just relaxed. Like, he's just like lean back. Like, let's see where this goes. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's see where my next move is. Amazing. He's the 5th card. He's literally the believing card. So it says, okay, where did I leave off? Yeah. This can lead to rebellion, even revolution, both personally and globally. There you go, personally and globally. We're just talking about that too, with the Wheel of Fortune card and just like the world. So there has been a revolution, but also a bit of a rebellion exposed today, personally, but also gave empowerment to the globe because of the fact that it just resonates outward, it trickles outward. So it's kind of like your empowerment just led somebody else to be powerful today. Awesome. It's so inspirational and it's so badass, like, in how powerful it is. I love it. When Uranus appears in your oracle reading, expect flashes of brilliance that lead to a meaningful change. Guys, that's like the 2nd card that says you're going through some massive changes today. So brilliance, when they say brilliance, that leads to meaningful change. immediately I'm getting like shiny, like this is clarity filled brilliance. Okay, this is diamond stuff, you know. Um, so you're shining bright, but also there's just meaningful change in life events taking place, and you don't know what's really taking place because you are experiencing this type of unknownness right now, but yet it's a really good unknown where you're just like, yo, I don't even give a shit because like what I came out of was did not help me in any which way, and where I'm going, I know it's going to be the complete opposite of it because it just has to get better at one point. You know what I'm saying? So you're excited about these experiences, even though you're a little bit like a little scared, a little like, okay, this is my first time before, whatever. Um, it's still all good. Like I'm actually super excited about the changes that are coming because it's like you don't know how, you don't know which way, you don't know when, you don't know whatever, you don't know anything about it, but you just know that on a universally surprising level. And again, we're talking about Wheel of Fortune. It's like all good things coming to fruition now, and it's just brilliant in how it's going to happen because not only are you genius, but knowing that the universe is a fucking genius. It's like that makes things even that you're kind of able to really okay, you know what? And today could have been a day of that where you just really surrendered. You were just like, listen, I can't think of this anymore. Like you like universe, you got this shit. Like this is how I'm gonna function, and that's how I'm calling the shots today. And there you go. And you literally could have just surrendered just like that. Like my hands are off. Like my emotions are off of this. Like I can no longer be invested until I see something come to kind of like physical fruition because I can't be thinking about this anymore. You know what I'm saying? So that's really interesting. So yeah, the world is in your hands. This is definitely a card that I feel is going into tomorrow as well. So yeah, unique brilliance. Things are turning. The world is turning in your favor. That's what I feel. And thank God it's turning. Thank God it's turning because listen, we freaking deserve that. So yeah, so you're just manning your own ship, and I love it because that's really what's needed for your own happiness. So all right, guys, I'm gonna get going. It's 11:11. Perfect timing. I love it. Mwah. Have a great night, and we will.